Hello friends, my name is Ryan, and I'm going to tell you a story named The Columbine High School Massacre, a nation's wake-up call, which is a very amazing story full of twists. So, let's begin. It was a morning like any other in the small town of Columbine, Colorado. The air was crisp, and the students of Columbine High School walked the halls with their usual mix of excitement and nerves. Little did they know, this day would become one of the darkest chapters in the history of American education. A few miles away, two young men, Eric and Dylan, were getting ready for their own twisted plans. They were not the kinds of students you would expect to hear about in the news. No, they weren't the troublemakers in class, nor were they outcasts in the traditional sense. But inside them, something was festering. Everywhere around them, there were signs that something wasn't right. A few teachers had noticed their odd behavior, their fascination with violence, and their obsession with weapons. But no one paid it enough attention. As the bell rang to signal the start of the school day, no one could have anticipated what would happen next. Eric and Dylan, dressed in dark trench coats, made their way to the cafeteria. They had already planted bombs in the parking lot, hoping to cause chaos and distraction. The entire school was unaware of the impending terror that was about to unfold. Then, the sound of gunshots echoed through the hallways, sending chills down the spine of every student and teacher who could hear it. Screams filled the air as the terror began. At that moment, nothing made sense. The chaos was complete. But there was something even more chilling that began to unfold. The young men, who had started the massacre, had been planning this for months. They had studied the behavior of past mass shooters and learned from their mistakes. This wasn't an act of desperation, this was a meticulously planned attack, carefully orchestrated to make a statement. What followed was a cat-and-mouse game. Teachers and students hid in classrooms, barricading doors, while Eric and Dylan roamed the school, seemingly unaffected by the devastation they had caused. They were cold, calculating, and relentless in their pursuit of terror. The police arrived, but by the time they made it inside, it was too late. The young men had taken their own lives, leaving behind a trail of destruction and unanswered questions. Why did they do it? Was there any warning? Could it have been prevented? In the aftermath, the nation reeled from the shock. People were left to ponder the reasons behind such horrific actions. Was it the media? The culture of violence? The failure to recognize the signs? The conversation began, but the answers remained elusive. And so, the story of Columbine became a wake-up call, a turning point for the nation. It forced people to look at the root causes of such tragedies and question how to prevent them from happening again. But the wounds left by that day, the loss of innocent lives, and the sorrow of those who survived, those would never truly heal. As time went on, the memory of that day began to fade, but the lessons learned would echo through generations. The tragedy of Columbine served as a reminder that the signs of violence must never be ignored and that every life matters, no matter how insignificant someone may seem. But what if, just what if, we could prevent these horrors before they happen? What if we could change the course of history before the gunshots are heard? The answer lies within each of us, by recognizing the warning signs, by stepping in when we see something wrong, and by ensuring that every young person feels heard and valued. So, my friends, remember this story, remember the lessons it teaches us. And if you want to hear more stories that make you think, stories that twist and turn with suspense and mystery, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Let's keep learning from the past and shaping a better future, together.